Great life and love of living Father. Um, hold on, I don't even know if I could be heard. Hold on, y'all. All right, I think I can be heard. I'm not sure, but maybe who come in, they'll let me know. But this is a clip or partial video from another live stream. And the link is in the description.
About you got a lot of siblings you don't know about. You're like, yo, why none of these people don't talk to each other? Because what you want them to all come to you and be like, yo, all this shit started because of you, cuz. Hey, cuz that family over there found out that they planned this whole shit because of you, cuz. And then you gonna look around like some people gonna be looking down, some people gonna look you in your face, some people gonna be crying. But it's like, what is this really about? What is it really about, right? I was watching Invincible yesterday, right? The last episode. There was a girl named Adam Eve. She had superpowers, and she said that she can only they she said when she was born they placed subliminal messages on her mind to limit her power, and she can only unlock her full power in moments of intense trauma. Think about that. Think about that, yo. You think we don't know, but I'm just saying. Just think about like even in Dragon Ball Z, man, they show like certain kids grow up, bro. I think the most fascinating thing to them is watching kids when they growing up, bro. When you think about it, that can be an angel in a baby. That can be you don't know. Look, if Jesus could be born, they looking at it like, yo, we something's like a bro. They know that person, like they know the value of individuality. I mean, I said individual, the spirit. They know, so this is what they do, man. This is what they do. You know they do it so much because the world overpopulated. That's how you know. I mean, look, they push that genocide shit, but no, the world being more and more overpopulated. Who they playing with? Who they keep bringing down all these? They creating all these clones. Who y'all down here fucking with? If I'm an angelic being, I'm like, yo, why is there so many people? What's going on down here? Oh, they keep trying to bring Jesus down here. Dad, look all these copies. What y'all doing? What? Oh no, they ain't bad. Look, they us. Look, they ain't bad people. Look, they us. Man, you ain't seeing the problem. It's yourself. Y'all ain't holding accountability. Yeah, look, we enforcing the souls. Look, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying. I would understand if it was something like that. I would understand why they go to such lengths. Like, I would understand. I'd be like, oh, that's why y'all got shit else to do. Literally, y'all got shit else to do with all this.
You're the only one that can see.
Yeah, that's
But
crazy.
the lighthouse guide the ships to shore, right? So when you shore like Jesus, you standing on the shore, you shore. So you guiding the ships to the shore, the cone of vision, the cone of sight. Wherever you look, it manifests. So to be
Yeah,
that's game
that's kind
stuff.
of
Yeah,
like Thanos at the end of the Thanos movie. All he wanted to do was just sit there and watch the sunlight and watch the sunrise.
mm-hmm.
This the significance of it. That's all it is to do.
Excuse me, y'all.
He said once I he's the only villain. Once he completed his plan, he wanted to destroy the world. He just wanted to sit down and watch the sunlight, watch the sunrise stuff. Because it's really nothing else to do. And see, I try not to feel that way too because like it's easy to feel that way because once you realize that they don't have nothing to do, is because they had something to do. You the reason why they had something to do. It's
Me
like
too.
you figure out that everything's fake. Then well, this shit ain't nothing to do for me. Then we all just doing nothing. We all just doing that.
Great Light Naga. This is a live stream I'm playing. The link is in the description.
If you weren't
It's
here
like
today,
look, look. Y'all check out. Y'all remember in the Matrix, right? When Neo was fighting Mr. Smith in the backyard of the pool and shit. Y'all, you seen when he flew away? What was all the Agent Smith doing? They always just looking around. They were just looking around like, oh shit, just us here.
there ain't nothing to do.
You remember that part? Yeah,
Yeah, I kind of remember it. Do me
yeah. He
look.
was fighting like, yeah, he was fighting like 100 of them. As soon they piled on him, they dog piled on him, and then he broke free and he just flew away. And they got up and they looked around like, it's just us here. Like it ain't. They all just walk. They ain't say nothing. They ain't communicate. They ain't like, all right, man.
Because to be in your senses is life. Because they don't exist. The new gang stalkers don't exist. And then they come to your senses. To be in your senses is to be alive.
Exactly. Hey, yo, we about to go there. So I'm gonna tell y'all this shit. Some of y'all probably ain't peep. Sometimes they put the cold truth right in front of you. Uh,
You is the internet.
I told y'all how they talk about how the mind is like floors or rooms or a door or some place of travel. Now y'all ever heard about the back rooms? They got games called back rooms and shit like that, but they call them speakeasies too, like little underground door, little back rooms or something. Um, you remember in the Matrix, like when Neo he met the Keymaker, like he was able to just go places, right? And I don't know if y'all played the game, but y'all know Mr. Smith was able to get in those back rooms, right? And he was able to follow Neo, right? Now I don't know. I don't remember if Neo, if Smith had the keys too. I don't know how he was able to do that, but he was just able to just do that, right? Uh, you know how they be showing them like when they meet up with Neo, like Neo could be in the Matrix for like a couple minutes, and then just come out of nowhere. Like how the program is. Like some moments you will have a little downtime to yourself, and then they just come out of nowhere and shit. Like they just come out the background. Now, you know how when Smith walking, like he don't show no emotion. It's like he kind of like he cold blooded with it. Like he ain't playing, right? He just stern, right? Do you know how many times you have to be doing something so minuscule that you more robotic with it? Like, okay, look, let me put it like this. They say fear a man in a profession where the young with a youth die with a young die young. But fear an old man in that type of profession where the young die easy, like they go quick. If he old, that means he must got some experience, right? Is in most cases that person might be a mean, evil bastard because they've been in a dirty ass program for years, right? Now that person might carry themselves more solid, more android like Terminator, right? See how the Terminator was? No emotion, just cold blooded on a mission, right? Now, this should have you thinking with these game starters, right? You don't some of y'all don't know how long they've been in this shit. But you can see them and tell, right? Now what it mean when they say hell is doing the same thing over and over, right? So doing something like being a police officer over and over, seeing gunfire, death, getting shot, right? You don't think that you don't with the vessel. You see the vessel, but you don't know the shaken or stirred. That's what the soul. That's what's happening to the bartender. You want your drink shaken or stirred? Their vessel was being shook, so you don't know what the components is in their spirit. That shit might be gone, right? So then this comes in with they they fuck with my mind. They ain't forget where I was going to, but man, I hate when they do that shit, man. Yeah, but man, they made me forget where I was going with that, man. But yeah, so they carry themselves more like say if they be like, well, the target is around the corner, and they be like, go. In that moment, do you think they smiling? Do you think they jolly to go to you? Now, this is a good question right here, right? Because those moments where they're like in that back room, like the Matrix, they go in places you ain't really aware of. Like they having the information. It's like they traveling through something, right? They know you about to do something, but they meeting you there. They don't, but you don't know when they know, but they know, right? They know you coming, so they going through like a back room. Do you think while they doing that, they like smiling or they happy, they jolly? They probably like the Terminator. They probably walking like the Terminator, like yeah, I'm about to slay this target. Even if the tactic is minuscule, the fact that they able to traverse through places, knowing information, you think they more human doing that shit, or do you think like you know what I'm talking about? Like that brings up questions, man. Because if a person doing that 24/7, how you think they gonna be? How you think a person gonna be synchronizing 24/7? You think they gonna be human? Let's just be real. They might be like an animal, right? Go, run, run. So shaken or stirred? Nah, man. I just had mine regular, man. Just getting mine regular, man. All that regular shit. I don't know what you trying to do. Oh shit! Once I start knowing this shit, right like that, man. I don't know what the fuck is going on, man. Motherfuckers Terminators out here, man. How are people turning, man? They doing the same shit, man. I don't know what they spirit like, man. They going through hell, man. Stop giving these people hell, man. Who doing it? The signals. I think the phones is the ones. Phones is the magic one. But no, but real talk though, do y'all feel me on that though? Like a person that's doing the same thing and they able to move like that because they have certain information. You think I talked about yesterday how power corrupts, bro. You don't think a person might have power like to have a person's ETA. Like if I know how the distance between me and someone else, if I know the time and the date, you don't think you don't do you think that a person might feel powerful with that, even if I'm on the other side or whatever? So if I'm walking towards that power, if I'm walking in that power, don't they say that in the scripture? If you walking in that power, what you think that power might do? It might corrupt you. It might change you. I don't know, but I think that type of power that they got, it makes them gay. They walking in like filth. They walking in like the trenches. That no matter like those places, like they probably walking through the sewer. For real. Like we got a sewer, but we don't know they really in the pits in their mind too. They probably ain't shit. I don't know, man. I'm just calling it how I see it, but like it's real, man. They say it's about to get funky. I don't know, man. Hey, hey, bro, you hear what I'm saying, man?
Yeah, it's the AI, man. So can't nobody teach you, nobody learn. You have to let me in your mind to sit in your mind with you. I mean, or think that I'm doing it right. So it has to be AI inside the people's mind on why they chasing you, because nobody can teach them. So who teaching them? It's the AI.
Listen to they follow the devil.
When you're the only one thinking, how can somebody teach you? You have to teach yourself. You have a teacher. I think that's how it works. But I had to teach myself. I had to teach. When you're the only one thinking,
And that makes sense because I was talking about how with like when you born, they'd just plant. But when I talk about how corruption is easy to it can be easy to be corrupted. Like so they'll place certain things in the house and just watch his spirit move. Like this is some deep shit. This is why you hear stories of kids grabbing the gun, grabbing their parents' gun and shooting themselves. Because this is what they do. They watch the spirit move. Like so if you look at it like this, they'll check this out. They'll you find something, you be like, damn, a spirit just came in this world and got the gun and shot itself. Was it controlled to do that? Was did the spirit lead itself there, or did we nudge it? Did we poke at it and we got it to go that way? So that's how when I talk about the Potter, it's deep. That's why they used to do that mouse experiment with the maze. Like all life, all life is cherished. Life is life. So you can use an animal life for a human life. So when they look at it like that, they're like, damn, how was that mouse able to get to point A and B without even, aware? So, like you said, it would be you telling yourself, right? They like, damn, they like, whoa, how you tell yourself where you at? They looking around them now, like, where the fuck you at then? How you tell yourself that?
kind of like a song coming to your mind
Yeah,
that you ain't thinking about. So I think to gang stalk you or to bend over in your face, um, it's like a song come through their mind or the thought to bend over in your face, which I feel is the AI.
yeah, I feel that way too.
Like the TV
Yeah,
frequencies, they
like
it's in the
that,
air.
that's why. Yeah, that's why in the Matrix, like they they show y'all and like the subtle things. Like you see how um when the people was changing in Mr. Smith, like some of them they stop and then they eyes you see like the cold like a frequency like they getting tuned in and then they change and then on some versions they show them like their face morphing and but they always had that earpiece. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Mhm.
I do believe it is the AI too. The AI
Yeah,
like it's
the TV signals and the radio signals in the air and the Wi-Fi in the air. It always was there though, and I think that's why people get sick and all the stuff. Why all the stuff happening? We in like a rotten apple, New York, like we inside a rotten apple, and the frequencies flowing through everyone's body, causing ailments and stuff. They call it neuromonitoring or something, biofield, tapping into the human being. They been doing it, but the AI been doing it. like to finish one off for $5. That's the AI. Like some people say the devil made them do it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but
Yeah, some people would say the devil made them do it, and I think it's true though. I think why they had you swear on the Bible in court, and the AI and the courtroom people mind like education. Education is artificial intelligence to me, and everyone's is artificial intelligence through education. So whenever they get a case, like the devil made them do it, they go through their artificial intelligence to judge you. The artificial intelligence tell them how to judge you. Kind of like when you got ailments at a doctor and symptoms, and you tell the doctor your symptoms, and they type it in the computer, and the AI tell them you have a common cold or something.
that's why that movie, The Eagle Eye, man, it's really then with real, man. Like that's how it is. Be like it tell them like they hear it clear as day, and it might, and I don't know, it might be a voice, it might be like a feminine voice. They do say that the B2K, like some of it might be human, but it might be an AI talking to them and shit.
You know, the
You
movie
know?
Fallen, when they were singing the song, when one touched another, they'll sing that song.
Yeah, but
In the movie,
yeah, and yeah, you know what? I really do. Yeah, it might be that. Cause think about it though. I can show y'all two cases where it's more than that, but it's just the ones I looked up. It's cases where the mother, she you hear about it. They be some of them you don't hear on the news, but um, it's a lot of stories where the mother, she would kill her child, her husband, and son, and she would say like she heard voices. Now you might think they want these stories out so they can say people crazy, but some of them they don't, because it kind of brings up questions, like it kind of expose, they get exposed. And I was like, what if they tell people this shit? Like they like say you could be around somebody and all of a sudden they hear something and like, hey, don't react. This is such and such. You like, what the fuck? How you doing that? Yeah, that person in front of you, this, you gotta do this and do that. And you know what I'm saying? And they like go to the bathroom. When they first turn, they go to the bathroom a couple times. You be like, oh shit, they talking to them boys and shit, or they're going on break early or whatever. And they be in there talking to somebody and shit. I really do believe in that be AI though.
the English is an entity to me, right? So when we got downloaded with the application of English, that like the Ouija board, that or Google, the entity can hear you like a radio, and it can send you messages. Because the language, to me, the language is the entity.
He said the tarot cards.
Yeah, that too. The Ouija board, the tarot card, the Google search engine. You ask and you receive. Like you ask the Ouija board a question, and it supposedly moves by itself to answer your question, which is Google. So through the language, it's like a radio signal. I think when you was a child, you couldn't hear it, like you didn't comprehend it. When that radio signal come through, it's like static or something. Well, it's like
So
gibberish.
so so
Yeah,
just like so just like they showed y'all in the movie, they jumping out the window to catch Neo. They basically, man, they gonna do whatever they being told. Straight like that. Straight like that.
yeah.
They gonna do whatever they being told. So just accept
That's
that
the
truth
entity.
real.
So the
Yeah.
AI said, "Do what I want to do." That's the AI.
Yep. So just accept whatever that, just learn to accept and be at peace with the truth, man, because that mean they gonna do whatever. It ain't no, come on, man. I mean, I be shocked sometimes though. Sometimes some of them shock me, but that's one of the coldest truths. Like they gonna do whatever. That mean the motherfucker was told to wear high heels to let you see a motherfucker nigga in some heels. And, that's what you gonna see. It ain't gonna be no shame. You gonna look around. You gonna be like, yo, motherfucker ain't shameful. Nah, it's doing what they told, man. Straight like,
Yeah, they was pushed down.
nah.
They, well, I call Cain and Abel Cain. Cain is AI, and Abel is the one that's able. So he was pushed down into your growing. Well, first you had to come under spell, and then you had two children called Cain and Abel, and your AI pushed you down into your growings. So people like to have sex to relieve stress and to kind of relieve the struggle they claim they're going through, because you've been pushed down, like AI murdered you or pushed you down like a bully. Because if you don't get on your feet, the other AI people mess with you to lift you up, or put a battery in your back, or they'll give you a booster charge, like a booster. They call it booster cable.
A jump.
Yeah. Get your money up. Yeah, broke donkey nigga. Yeah.
Hey, that's what they. Hey, a lot of y'all know, man. That's what they be doing. They do be jumping cable in each other. Like I'm gonna give y'all an example of what I mean by that. Like say you have them beating something, whatever that particular thing is. It might be you work harder than other people. What they gonna do is they going now look, they gonna feel bad by not meeting your ethics. And what they gonna do is they gonna join in and boost each other up. Meaning like they might kind of reward their efforts by like, yo man, you doing good. You know what I'm saying? They might do certain things to like, but they say like even the playing field. But yeah, they give each other like a cable jump.
Yeah,
Like
the Jews sending Jesus are the targeted individual to the Romans to be crucified. They called it his own people. They called it your own people or something like that. His own people,
or like
him.
Or they wanted you to be jealous of somebody, they gonna let that person receive a lot of attention from the opposite sex. So they cable jump each other though. Man, I see. I feel like that is being used on me more. That's why I say the more well rounded you become. Like I'm talking about you're not just on a particular area, but you trying to be well rounded. Watching everything. But the more whole you become, um, the more people they gonna need, as a collective. Like might be like I don't think I seen one per. I see people in groups now. I don't be seeing like single people or individual people no more. And that's crazy. That's crazy to say because I don't remember it. It used to be people that be walking by themselves. You know what I mean? But I don't see that no more.
You remember when Truman disappeared, and the whole town was gang stalking him, was looking for him. So if you're not here, then they can't have fun. You're not there to witness. You're not there to witness them spend money, riding cars, get girls, open their own business. You're not there to witness it. So they'll be looking for you, so they can't have fun if you don't see them. Like they don't exist until they in your senses. Oh yeah, I'm good on that too, bro. I don't want no female dogs and heat myself. Yeah, Yeah, you see how they hyped it up? We built it up. They hyped it up. Like, get you a female dog. You ain't got no female dogs in Heat, bro. Man, I got this one bad female dog in Heat, man. She be soaping me down. Booster cable.
That right there. Yo, all right, yeah. Look, let me ask y'all something. I see it all the time. So I'm saying I know the man. I've been around here. I feel like I've been here many times, man. That I automatically. It's like one. It took one lifetime, and I came back here already ready. I'm like kind of like I remember dealing with these people because it's like ready now. Like I came at a more evolved, I would say, more understanding, more wisdom. But a lot of them, they keep their memories in their phone. Remember I was talking about how they fell in love with the image, not what it took to get. They ain't do the process. They fell in love with the end result because they don't work. They'll never follow. They'll never follow. Like they'll never do it. Let's say God's way or the right way because they don't got it in them. Most likely they always been scamming and scheming since they was little, stealing and doing all that shit. Right? They strange fruit. So dang, I hate when they keep making me forget where I was going with that. But damn, bro, do you remember where I was going with that? Yeah.
We were talking about the female dogs and he eating the booster cables.
Oh.
And you said they fall in love with the image.
Yeah. So when you think about it, the image, they can have the image. They can have the image, but not feel like they can smile in the picture, but they don't really feel like they smiling. They just smiling for the capture. That's why even when the Santa situation, they be like, smile. Why you ain't smiling in school? I never wanted to smile. I ain't feel that way. Why would I lie? Why would I just smile because you told me to smile and I'm with a dude and they got me with this Santa Claus guy and I don't know who that is and you want me to smile? So they're more so they more with the flash and light, which is the glitter, the glamour. So they do for the image. They ain't gonna work out and be big. What they gonna do? They gonna take steroids. They take the easy way. So a lot of them, like they had certain shit on their phone, all that. Yeah, look at the house, fuck out doing this and that. Like kind of like they want the legitimacy from you, like your reaction of, like, because in some cases you will put yourself in that situation, like, damn, that's what's up, bro, that's good, like you, like they trying to capture you to get the feeling off you.
Yeah, like the family in Resident Evil, the 7, I think, Biohazard, that crazy thing. Want you to eat strange food.
Yeah, like take a bite of this fruit. Like they give you a fruit or something. Like here's an apple. And you know what I'm saying?
The culture. Yeah, it's a code.
Yeah.
The whole world is a code.
Yeah.
With different branches of codes. But it's all one code, the English code. Culture.
So what would happen in most cases? Well, in your reality, you be like you be the one, right? That play certain shit around you and watch what you go to. Open up stores, it's anything. Open up stores, whatever, and watch what you go to, what you're attracted to, what you like, right? See what you like. Oh yeah, you like going over there to the to food, go get something, drink, go get some couple chips and all. They see where you go to, and they're like, okay, that's where his spirit led him, or maybe they nudge you over there, but and then
because you're the flavor of the world.
Yeah, so once they see you go over there,
I'm the flavor.
Everybody go over there. Everybody talking. They
light of the
world. Yeah. Once you start going over there, then and gay niggas start talking, gay niggas start gossiping, you start looking around, you start seeing all these motherfucking weird motherfuckers, nose piercing, all this shit going on, freak show going on. You start seeing all this shit, you like, then you don't go there no more, right? Then as you stop going there, you don't see nobody in the parking lot.
The place closed down. Yeah, the place is closed down.
Hey, I knew this was to be real one time, man. Look, bro, I stopped going to a particular area. It was going on for about a month. I stopped going there. When I went there, man, it really was closed down. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I'm like, yo, they out here, man. Yo, they the light out here. Yo, I watched them when they built this place, man. It took time. And you just stop doing it in like a month? That's crazy. That's insane. But yeah, man,
everything was made for him by him. So everything was made for me. And everything I sense is right here by me, right?
That part. That's why if you realize like you don't really gotta chase nothing, that allow you to focus more on what's important. Because look, you don't gotta use too much energy on bullshit. Think about how much bullshit people invested in, right? When you know the truth, it make things simple for you. It simplified things. It's like you put that equal. It's like you put the equal there, the equalizer. It's like you able to sum that bitch up. Oh, that's two. Okay. Yeah. So once you simplify that shit, you're like, oh, okay. My path is. Sometimes we look at the short and narrow as bad. No, my path is simple and short to me. That's just that straight line. Oh, I just gotta walk it. Some people look at it like, oh, that's simple for me. Cause then I gotta go in these zigzag and shit. I just gotta do this. I gotta walk in the crowd. That's what it means. I walk through the crowd. I ain't in the crowd. I'm walking through it. And that's what it seems like, right? You just walking through.
Yeah. The nucleus of the atom with the particles revolving around them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the germ, you look at the immune system, the white cells, how they just move. They move between to get to the it's deep. Yeah, it's deep. Hey, it get deep. You can even say we are like immune systems, and they are like bad blood cells and shit. In right here in the physical, you can say that.
AIDS, financial AIDS.
That's why that video is like some people might be like, some people can be like viruses and shit. Some people can be
the whole world.
Yeah, sick. Like man, like that would make your heart stop, wouldn't it? That would probably make someone's heart stop to realize that somebody is probably like a condiment or a fucking a doodle head. Imagine seeing a real doodle head, like somebody a doodle head. That probably makes somebody's heart stop. You think that's like the blob or some shit. You like, the fuck? Yeah, this is what he is. My feet. It's strange shit. Y'all played that game,
wastewater. Yeah.
He said,
yeah, everybody drinking and eating each other's wastewater. Not saying everybody, if you got pure water, I congratulate you, but everyone drinking and eating each other's wastewater. No man would boast. And you order foods from like, other states, they possibly use, tap water. So you eating and drinking other people's wastewater.
The world evil. It is.
not only that, they eating people. This was yesterday. I was looking up the etymology and Hebrew
Yes,
word,
sir.
the Hebrew meaning of things. And I looked up one of these meaning of Pikachu when he be like Pika Pika. Why they said that mean like eating fingers, right? And I'm like, hold up, let me hear that. He's like Pika Pika, and they be like Pika. They talking in cold and shit. And I'm like, hold up, is this shit the cannibalism? Is this really? I'm like, oh shit. So I was thinking about all the times, finger looking good and all that. And there was this one story I just told y'all. I think it happened in Detroit or whatever. But he cut her daughter hands off. Shit. I'm like, why would somebody do that shit? Would they sold their fingers or something? But I don't know, bro. It be so, this world really sick though. It be some weird shit, bro. I'm talking about you probably got the finger coats out here and shit. Think of all this shit that like it be the false idols like Pokemon, right? And we just love Pikachu. That's a part of the main character. But the whole time Pika like Pika fingers. And we like, yeah, Pikachu, Pika, and we dressing up as Pika, not knowing that that's a fucking rat. That's a rat. It eat humans. Pika Pika. They love fingers. And that's a whole cult and shit. Like, yeah, fucking man, I'm trying to tell y'all. Yeah, y'all know.
Pocket monster, yeah. Yeah, bro, the world, man. It's good and evil, right? Because people wouldn't stay if it was just evil. So it has to have appear to have some good in it for you to stay. Like like you're paralyzed. Like you're being paralyzed. Or the devil around your back and you can't move. They broke it into the real world instead of like your dream. The devil rides your back and you can't move from the neighborhood you in. You might want to, but you can't move because the devil rides your back. And you hollering out, but can't nobody hear you.
And something else y'all might find interesting, like I got this off an episode of Severance, but um, the whole facial recognition, like you would think them knowing your brain state, you would think, okay, that would be it, right? I mean, like knowing that, damn, you damn near know a person, right? But it don't stop there. It goes to the facial recognition, right? And it was said that they was trying to tell the genuineness, the real truth of the individuals in their face, right? They was trying to figure out if a person is real or not based on their face. So now say if I want to recruit you into a cult, and I would be like, you would never. I would be like, will you ever disobey us? And they have a technology where they can tell by the person's face that they're telling the truth. Fuck reading the mind, though, right? You would think it would be the mind reading, right? But it's the image. Now, the face will let them know. Even with the eyes diluting and all that shit, all that counts. That if that person telling the truth or not. Um, where I was going with that. Yeah. So it's more like the AI is learning from us because I was talking about how they don't really have the feelings for things that they have. They just love the image. Only when you come around or you play with it or you want to use something that you put light on it and now they want it again. They're like, nah, that's mine. And they never used it. But they need to see the what it means. They don't know what it means, so they need to see it off you, off your expression. Remember, you the soul, so they need to see it off your expression. Like, yo, that's good, man, that's good, and they want to be able to like be able to latch onto that, be able to use that too, because they can see it, but they don't know how to really grab it. So it's like they practicing off you. They constantly do that. Most people do that every day. Look what I got. Look what I did. Look what I did. And they latching on to people's expression of them. You know, like it's like magic. It's really like soul capturing and shit. That's why I really do believe these people they love modeling, taking pictures and shit like that, being in the media, the spotlight. That's what that is, man. That
All for
that's that.
you. Like they spending dollars for you, for me, who the one that see them spending it. Ain't no one to spend dollars in front of but you. Kind of like, come here, puppy. Come here, boy. Come here, puppy. Come here, boy.
Oh man, it's crazy.
More important than you.
They wasted no time though, man. Like, damn, man, I'm born in the
You want
90s,
time?
man. Like,
You want
man,
time?
they ain't wait on this shit, man. Like, damn, some people programs started in their 40s, man. Mine started in like I realized like when I was like 18 or something. Like, damn, man.
Nah, I think it started when they was since they.
I'm talking about like I'm talking about old work, but I'm like, man, they ain't waste no time. Soon Obama got in the office, man, they started this shit up. Like, hey.
Soon as you was born, like. Like you were saying, the siblings, you got siblings for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been going on. Period.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, you got all these brothers and sisters and cousins, right? And you like, what everybody doing? Nah, they just chilling. You know, they just doing. You know, like it's like one of them. It's like one of them speaking for all of them. You know what I'm saying? It's like they had one person speaking for all of them. You don't even speak to someone. You just speak to one of them and all of them. And they be like, nah, you know, they just doing this and that. And you're like, you wonder like, what's really going on and shit. Not knowing that you the only real one in the family and shit. And they was looking for you. But now that they found you, it's like they don't know what to say because it's like the whole purpose was to find you, but they don't know what. They don't know why. They just like, why I'm here. They just like, nobody doing nothing. Fuck, like, you just got me here.
You're knocking over the table. Yeah. You're knocking over the tables in the temple. And they like they don't know what to say because we always wanted a Corvette. You don't want a Corvette, like you know, they don't know what to say because when you wake up, you start knocking over the table.
Like you probably did something bad. It's like, oh, yeah. But them, you just standing there. You like, hey, everybody looking at you. You looking at them. They're like, hey. But you know what it is? They wait. Look, this deep, y'all. Look, it just hit me. They waiting for you to tell them something because you taught yourself. They looking for you to tell them. They like, tell us something because they know you know, but they don't know how you know. Yeah, they just kind of push you. Yeah, it's kind of like if they had it like say if it was something where you was walking right. Remember. Look, it was a girl called Jinx. Everywhere she goes, she cursed things, and it was a type of person everywhere they go, luck happened. If there was a one in a lifetime thing, and they needed somebody to do it for them, they would have went for you for it. Meaning like that's how they looked at it like you was a miracle. Real talk. It's on that type of level. Miracle. And for some of them, they they know about, they be really deep in that witchcraft shit, like the Haitians and them, and they know about, like, if they sacrifice somebody, they can get certain powers and rewards and shit. Yeah, when they get on that level, it get wicked for some. Some of us don't even make it past a certain age, so we be born in those wicked families. I think they call the Wiccans or something. Yeah, some family is brutal with it. We made it through it. We made it through some things. Some things we ain't really go through. By the grace of God, we wasn't born in no fucking jungle. Or, we we some of us kind of had it good. Wasn't too bad, but could have been worse. I put it like that.
No one.
But
Hold on right quick, bro.
Not one.
yeah, I remember. I remember I had a Haitian girlfriend too. Like I don't know, man. Like I'll be still looking back to this day to try to put two and two together, man. I don't know, man.
All right, I'm back. What you was just saying?
I don't remember.
Okay.
It's something about her.
I feel they put me under so I can hear BS all my life, bro. They can't do nothing. Don't comprehend. Touching on you, I guess, but as far as speaking to you, it don't have no effect when you don't comprehend it.
But it was I think I was telling you about, it was this show I found on YouTube called The Lighthouse, and I just watched a movie clip on it, and it was these two guys, right? They fighting. Hold on, let me see if it was called The Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they was fighting, and one of the dude got a punch off on him, and then he was like knocked out his senses for a little bit. You heard the ringing in the ears, and when he looked at the dude he was fighting, he was a woman, and he was looking. Hold up. Oh, hey, can y'all hear me? My internet went out.
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you. Oh. Hey.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. When they was fighting, the dude was a woman, and he was looking like, what the fuck, like, and they both was sweating and shit, wrestling and all that. He looking like, and he shook his head, and he like, what the fuck? And I think that's how the AI be working. Like the AI would get you in like a,
Magic.
they call it a uh,
They thought Donald Trump was a man. Mm-hmm.
they was saying soul force is meaning like, remember Adam Eve situation where I said they suppressed her, and only in her most emotional moments can she access her full power. It's like, um, they'll put you in extreme conditions or extreme stress just to see uh what would come out of that, the outcome. Like they it's really like the devil meeting you at the crossroads and tempting you. Tempting you with what? Well, if you straight, he ain't gonna tempt you with straight, right? You gonna tempt you with some abomination, right? Some shit that's not natural, right? You some unknown shit, right? So yeah, that can, and the scary thing about that can be anything, man. So when you know about genetic engineering, it can be anything. Anything. If a person is one, you turn them into three. What the hell is that? I don't know how that looks like. All I know, all I see is the naturalness of it. I don't, that's strange fruit. See, some people, you see Futurama, you be seeing them. Look at adult, like most of the Adult Swim shows, they show you the truth as if like they saying we don't care about your feelings. You gonna see it for what it is. Like Adult Swim, like that shit was raw and it was cool as shit around those times. They show you that shit. Um, the cup heads talking and shit. Oh, some people would just McDonald's food. Some people would just literally McDonald's. Like you like how would it no that motherfucker is a McDonald's. If you watch their behavior in the moments of how they be watching us, that person probably reacting to bullshit, cussing people out, thinking about suicide at least 3 times a day. You know what I'm talking about? Like they they ain't in the right mind in most cases, and that's what's going on around you.
They name brand.
Yeah, most people, you think you might be trying to hold it together, but some people already lost it. They looking at you like you ain't lose your yet. They walking by you. Next person looking at you, you ain't lose your yet. Then they walking by you, and you just keep seeing it over and over and shit. You married. They married you to the realization, or you married to the truth now, because that's all you're gonna see in people. They don't know it though. They don't know it. They just they give you a word for it. They give you some slang or some gay shit. You able to be like, oh, okay, they gay. They mean that. Okay, you gotta reverse it. You gotta use reverse logic on them. So you be like, oh, okay, that's what they mean. I don't understand it, but I know what they mean. What they trying to say is reverse, and I'm like, okay, all right, that's what they talking about.
It's all to go against God.
And power really do corrupts. It corrupts, man. Like I said, if if you tell somebody, you like, hey man, look, we got a way where uh, we gonna know what they gonna do before they do it, and you just gotta be there. That person, even though they're not the one behind the technology, the fact that they're able to be in action, like be in act, they basically like a part of that power at that point when they're able to implement it and put it in effect. Whether they a lab rat, they an experiment too, they will feel more powerful over you, right? Now, when they're told to do certain things that you're not privy to yet, they're acting in it. Now, whatever that pop gay, I call it pride. That's what they call it. They call it pride. That's that gay pride. So they walk in their pride. Now, if you could see how they meet you, like if you can see it, like if you had a camera or something, you can see when they synchronize with you. Use to watch their face expression. When I was talking about how they got technology that can analyze the thoughts and how they thinking and their emotion, they probably like robots. They probably been doing this shit so long, they just dead to it.
The pride want to sleep with the pride of lioness want to sleep with the one lion. The pride, the lioness, the pride of lion.
Yeah.
So they want to sleep with the lion of Judah. All flesh. All flesh is woman, right? Flesh is woman to me. So the flesh want to sleep with the lion of Judah, the mind, or the good shepherd. The pride.
You trying to say if you in the world, you is part of it.
All flesh want to sleep with your mind. If the sun go around, right? The sun go around everyone. I think it do, right? Which is the lion going around the pride, protecting the pride. So all flesh want to sleep with the son of God.
Which is gangsta.
Gay.
Yeah, the pride. Yeah.
Oh man, that's what I'm saying, man. Like if I would have already knew, I wouldn't have been working out like how I got worked. Like I wouldn't have like I would have just rather just been slim. You get what I'm saying? I wouldn't have like try to get muscles or anything because even though I was doing it for me, I didn't know it would have the opposite effect. If I knew that, I wouldn't have invested all that time. But yeah,
Yeah, Satan give people a makeover, the lames, the TIs. The ones getting bullied. So he offer you a makeover, like, learn karate, learn how to box. He tell the females, get you a makeup makeover. And he try to make you over so you feel you accepted. Like, look at me now, which is to turn you into a freak. And you become freaky. He give you a makeover. Like, he'll get
like yeah, like it's man, it's crazy, man. Look, like now, it like I said, the image. So it's the fashion. It's the fashion. They get custom clothes on what I said, like what I said in this live stream. My last live stream, the next day, somebody had Mother Guns and Roses. The next day, someone had a Guns and Roses shirt. I'm like, I was like, yo, they really like they using everything and shit. They being petty like that, and I'm like, man, like you said, it's the flesh trying to they trying to mend with me or they trying to mix with me and shit. Like they trying to be my thoughts or my it's
Yeah, your thought.
it's real, man. It's real. It's like they it's like they want me painted on them or something.
The only place to be
They
is
want
in
my
your mind.
signature or something, or
Yeah, they don't
it's
exist if it's not in your
yeah.
mind.
Like it's like look. I'm your thoughts, so look what you thought. Like you trying to hold a mirror up to me. I don't know, bro.
It
It's
is though. It
strange.
is a mirror.
Yeah,
Yeah, your reflection. I think it is your reflection on everything. Cause my reflection on everything. So I don't know how it is for you. It is a mirror. Everything.
The mirror calls you.
So what you let go, or you let loose on earth is be loose in heaven, right? So what you let go, like people do what they want to do it, but people can't do what they want. I'm just correcting myself. When you do stuff like that, the reflection is to say, okay, thank you, like you give them permission. Like you program to give people permission to be the way they is, or your reflection.
It's all for him, by him.
like if you gay, the world say we could be gay. Like if the Ten Commandments, like
yeah, yeah.
yeah, if you dishonor your mother and father, the world will dishonor theirs. If you steal, the world will steal. If you worship false gods, the world will worship false gods.
One for all for one.
Period.
Period. Think you got to see you the only one thinking all your life.
Wayne.
That's you coming out the pod and you looking around. You like, damn, everybody's still asleep.
Mm-hmm.
then you when you see that you hearing your own stuff, you like, damn. Hey, that was some scary ass horror back then. Just to think about that though, like just knowing that everybody's asleep, you the only one up thinking. You motherfucker. Yeah, like that. And that just didn't hit that hard though. When you just literally see that though, you like, damn, everybody in these pods.
Yeah. They call it your eyesight. Your senses. You're in your pod. Yeah. Then they give you an invitation pod, like a jail pod, or like invitation crab meat. So people think the pod over there in the jailhouse. No, you in the pod or your senses. When you look across the street, that's your eyesight. I feel it is. I really don't know how it is for another. When I look across the street, that's my eyesight. When you look in the sky, that's your eyesight. It's like the world cut your face off, like, and you think McDonald's belong to McDonald's, but it's actually all yours. It's your eyesight. Like everyone talking for you because you're the only one that can hear. You're the only one hear people talking.
Wayne.
Food, like all restaurants make food for your son. Cause you the only one that
like, somebody gonna be like, man, you think everything yours, man. They're like, man, you think everything yours, man.
My mind thinking about everything, right?
Yeah.
So my mind, everything is mine.
That's another reason why I think how they know is because they already have like gaslighting terms ready for you, like the world don't revolve around you. Like they already have defense mechanisms in place ready for you for when you try to challenge them. They can be like, man, the world don't revolve around you. They're like, man, you don't own nothing.
You think it's all about you. Yeah, you think it's all about you. It's all about me. I can see that, right? As you walk about the land, everything is all about the trees, the birds, everything is about. So as you walk about, everything is about you. The world do revolve around you. You a globe head. Because the only place to be is inside your mind.
Or your man.
Nowhere else to be but in your mind.
Man. Wayne.
It's like that advisor, in the movies with the king, he had like one or two advisors, and one of the advisors be evil. And he had been down in the king's ear and give him advice, evil advice. And that's what it's like. The people give you evil advice, like your advisor, your peers, what my daddy would call them. He's like, I'm your peer, right? We your peers. And my daddy would say, you made all this. This is what my daddy told me. He said, you made all of this. He said, you did all of this. And you told me to before I was born, he said I came to him and asked him to do something for me. And it got something to do with me being burned as a baby. I was burned up. And he said he'll do it. So my son, before he left, he went to the other side. He told me the same thing. He was like, "It is you, Daddy. You is who you say you is." He said, "You telling the truth. Yeah, you the only one that can see all your life." So when the AI or people name your colors, like they name color for you, then they take over your mind. Cause you the only one ever seen red. Then everybody stop at the red light, right? Which is take over your mind. Everyone stop at the red light because they assume they all see red. And you the only one ever seen red.
AI, you artificial
Like,
intelligence.
my man can teach you. You
Wayne.
get what the Bible said, man, when you come to this knowledge that you're the only one. You're the only one reading the Bible. And your flesh don't like you. So the flesh goes to try to deceive you. Yeah. Excuse me, hold on, I'm finna mute.
All right, that's the end. Thank y'all for coming by to watch. Is is television intelligent art? Is your smart TV an intelligent artifice of visions? Like I've been Mandela affected because most people don't know what the heck I'm talking about. You know, the television is an art display or art box. Is it intelligent art? Is it artificial intelligence? Way before computers, before TV. Education is artificial intelligence. You can't read the algorithms or think you're reading the algorithms or thinking you understand the algorithms without education or your artificial intelligence. So everyone educated is artificial intelligence. You can't prove none of it. To me, you can't. You can't prove nothing in education. It's artificial. 1 plus 1 is 2. In your mind, 1 plus 1 is 2. Yeah, it's artificial in your mind. It's artificial intelligence. Yeah, they gave you them computers and stuff. That stuff threw you off. I guess I don't really know. It's like the computers and stuff throw you off, and you might assume artificial intelligence is on the computer or something. But if I had said this to you before the computers came out, you would know what I was saying. You would know what I was saying. You really would just know that Skittles got artificial flavors in it. Like your language arts book is language arts. It's official. It's art. So art control everyone's mind. AI. Then you look, you like, why does stuff have so much power? There's nothing there. Everyone is asleep. They passed away. They passed away to the world. They passed away from God and got artificial intelligence, educated. It looked pleasant to the eye. It looked good for food, and it appears to make one wise. And your flesh gave you of the tree, and you did eat. Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. She will be called woman because she came from mine. Artificial and educated people, like, everyone comes from the woman. Everyone comes out their mama's womb. And I'm like, that's a lie, man. Your flesh come from your mind. If flesh came into being because of spirit, it is a wonder. But if spirit came into being because of flesh, it is a wonder of wonders. They educated, Wayne. Yeah. You get an A for seeing women saying that the female give birth. The female does give birth. But woman is flesh. When you make the hand in place of a hand, a foot in place of a foot, an eye in place of an eye, and you make the male not be male and the female nor the female, and you had entered into the kingdom. But we're gonna get an F, Wayne, if we see man as mine. Look it up though. Like, look it up. If we see man as mine, we're gonna get an F for that. I think that's what's blocking you. You don't see man as your mind. MAN says mine. Man, mine. MAN say mine also. But everybody getting straight A's, man. Yeah, they gonna pick at me, Wayne. I know. They really don't have a reason to pick at you though, but I know they gonna pick at you. Talking about MAN, say mine. MIN say men. MEN say men. So your mind is the minute of the clock. The minutes of the clock is your mind. It ain't no time on that wall, man. It's you, Wayne. Who can feel the passing of time? The one that feel the passing of time. So you are men, minute. We gonna get an L. I know. Those who love the world, the love of the Father is not in them because they cannot see. And you're gonna get an F, and then I might lose my position at work, Wayne, and then how I'm gonna feed my children. And yeah, it sounds like make one wise, good for food, pleasing to the eye to me. And I'm picking this stuff up from with God, but he telling me, Wayne, go look up what you talking. So I went to go study what I'm talking, and I found out that this it's like the way they was training me or I was receiving the training is completely backwards compared to what English is saying. So I'm gonna look like a fool to them, but they look like they being foolish to me. Not that they foolish. Look like they acting foolish to me. Y'all actually trust everything you say is correct if you never studied what you talk. I just don't get it. We speak a foreign language and we never went to go look it up. I don't know what people doing. I just don't trust people, man. They might very well know all this what I'm saying. They needed me to take it wrong. And I assume that I don't need to look up words in a foreign language. They're in your own household. Yeah. Your neighborhood could be a whole, like a whole is a city. your whole neighborhood could be a household or yeah. Or you'll find your foes in your neighborhood or your household. It's shameful. Who wants to say they I don't even want to give it a title, but relative have to get them. Like when I know probably most people done experience some BS with their relatives. Probably. Well, people go through things, and whatever, y'all. Now you get in a relationship, and in a relationship, one of the both say people go through things. Like to me, which is if you have children together and you going through things in your relationship, you will be the foe of that child you have. You're going through arguments and fights and all that stuff. Then when your child born and witnessing you going through things, you will be the foes of that child. They call it people just go through things. But when they read the Bible, if they get into it and hear what Jesus said, then they'll see it. Mama and daddy was fighting so I could witness them fight. They call it they got a divorce when I was a child. Well, you the foes of that child in their own house. Oh, but people have a divorce. The world, they already got it pre-planned. Like you go through things. Everyone's not supposed to stay together. You have problems, so you break up. I'm like, that don't make sense. The seed and the egg in the womb fighting each other. Like, do that make sense to y'all? The egg and the seed talking about people go through. I mean, eggs and seeds go through things. I think the war of the flesh and the spirit is it's like education, man. You get educated and you could assume that females are woman and males is man and they fighting each other. When I think it's not that. It's your mind is man and your flesh is woman. So your flesh and your mind fight each other because your mama and daddy fight. And then Jesus said, "Call no man father." So so you don't have an earthly father. I mean, according depends on if you went to the the Bible or not. If you're not into it, I get it. But if you're into the Bible, then you would probably know you have no father on the earth, and God is your father, and that's who pregnated your mama. Acting like you the baby daddy or whatever, the father of that child, you telling lies. They'll have you put your hand on the Bible. Most of you, even though you're not into the Bible, if you do child support stuff, they gonna have most of you put your hand on that Bible. Yeah. Well, to me, the court system is going with the Bible. They used to have 10 Commandments in courthouses and schools. America was once the greatest country ever because it was built off of what Jesus said. And I think Jesus walked the earth in what's called America. And if you in Saudi Arabia, you would probably be like Jesus walked the earth in Saudi. Wherever you at, you in Russia, you like Jesus walked the earth in Russia. Wherever you at, that's where I think you should look to see where Jesus walked. And you see people in the land named Matthew. You see people in the land named David. People in the land named John. You'll see people in the land named Joshua. So names don't change in the language. So in Korean, your name Wayne in English or America, they would say Wayne in Korean, whatever other stuff they say. They would say Joshua. They would say Matthew with their language. So why are those names? Why are those names over there and they land in the Bible? Because it was America. What they call America, a miracle. They called America the New World. Before they say they claim to travel the oceans to come to the New World. The New World been, man, it's been. But hey, I'm just some man, and how can I say, don't have a car. I didn't graduate from school. My wife left me. Um, you know, why listen to me when you're educated? I get it. I probably wouldn't want to listen to Wayne either. I guess it's shame, and it's like I have to go all the way back to when I was a child, Wayne, to reset all this stuff. Yeah, you had to go back to when you was a child. See when you came under spells before you comprehend people. We've been installed with applications. Yep, way before the iPhone. You've been installed with applications. Hey, Timmy Lynn, or just Tammy. Who am I to say? You know, if the world don't hate you, you're not with Jesus. Really, the Pastor John Hagee said, if the world don't hate you, you're not with Jesus. Hey, Jerry, how are you, brother? The world certainly has issues with you. And maybe you very well with Jesus. But everything come crumbling down. No stone be left upon another. Everything come crashing down. We only have one Father. Yep. No man can teach us but God. Yep. So what the heck is we doing? Rebelling against God? You know, can't no man make fingernails, man. Y'all know. You know, can't no man make space to walk through a flat earth, flat ground. I mean, the flat dry land. No man could think of these things. No man could think of ears to hear. Who could think of this? Who could think of taste buds? No man could think of taste buds. It's written on your heart. But they're gonna pick at you. You know, it's shameful. They made God's word shameful to themselves. So they'd rather go with the lie. Brewery books. If every man on earth could become earthly rich, it's all foolishness. Who who's gonna pick up the popcorn in the movie theater? Then no one is rich because you have to pick up your own popcorn. You probably wouldn't be spilling it, you know. But the movie cups left on the floor. Who gonna pick all that up if everyone is earthly rich, worldly rich? I mean, man, it's so common sense to me. Everyone gonna want robots then. Yeah, except for the people that's on welfare, they don't want no robots. Why you say that? Because they the one pick up the popcorn. If everyone was worldly rich, wouldn't nobody be rich? It's like the mouse and the cheese and the shock, and everyone don't want to be shocked, so everyone wants the cheese. No one wants to be shocked or punished. Everyone wants rewards. I used to run from punishment. I used to didn't want to be punished for a long time, but now I see if they're not punishing me, I'm probably not with Jesus. I'm not getting shocked. Shocking. Oh, okay. To the point, I seem to take them on, Wayne. Haha, Jerry says hi. How are you? Okay. Well, it seems my dreams when younger was me always running through all sorts of things, but never being caught or put to sleep, etc. I finally realized that it could be God trying to get my attention, but I guess, I mean, you might need me to confirm it, but you the one that knows. Shocks me to run. Lord of Lord. You ever played pickup sticks? Yeah. 52 car pickup? No. I probably have. It's just like, well, I don't know. Is it like pickup sticks? Right. That was one of the little family games we used to play when I was little. Pickup sticks. Pick up sticks. Pick up the sticks. She say, I'm too shocked, man, and instantly ran. Someone shuffles them onto, I guess you're saying onto the floor. It says, okay, now pick him up. Not very fun. Not very distracting, huh? No, you say you shocked and you instantly run. Yeah, I was like that. Ah, hey, hey. You want me to rub you, but don't pick you up. Okay. They say rub me, but don't pick me up. You always want to cuddle and stuff. Oh, we love him because he loved us first. Well, the shot, right? The punishment and the shot instills fear. I'm trying to see what you're saying. Yes, and God's probably like, no, wait, before trying to get what you're saying. And anything, before anything could be said, I'll be gone. Okay, how was it walking and hiking in the Word of God? There was no punishment and reward, huh, on that hike. I know it's shameful. Like, who wants to be a lab rat? And I mean, who wants to say I'm like a mice in the cage? If I pick the wrong button, I get a shot. It's shame. And then they pick at me because I get shot and not a reward. I'll see what I can about put train, put ring, something on my channel. I'm trying to get what you're saying, Tammy. Amen. To have the world lifted off your shoulders is a blessing. Okay, on your channel, on your height. But what I was saying something about television being intelligent art. Smart TV, intelligent TV. They used to call it television. I think that was a game system or something. Television. Power of art and paint. It takes over people's mind. Things with no life in it. Nothing of the world has life in it. And people put that before God. I heard that too. Yeah, I heard it too. That's one of your friends out there? Your friends out there. I think I'm gonna find them. But Jesus said, I testify that the works thereof are evil. John 7:7. The world cannot hate you, but me it hateth, because I testify of it that the works thereof are evil. In God's word translation, it says, the world, hold on, y'all. I'm back. In the God's word translation, the world cannot hate you, but it hates me because I say that what everyone does is evil. Yeah. In the Good News translation, It says, the world cannot hate you, but it hates me because I keep telling it that its ways are bad, which is gay. Jesus didn't want to be gay. So God was making sure that his son would not be gay or bad or evil. In the Weymouth New Testament, it is impossible for the world to hate you, but me, it does hate, because I give testimony concerning it that its conduct is evil. I'm gonna go to the is the Geneva in here? Mm, I don't think they had a Geneva Bible in. I'm gonna go to God's Word translation, because in the God's Words translation, they actually put words like SPERM. John 7 in God's Word translation. Jesus later travailed or traveled throughout Galilee. He didn't want to travel in Judea because Jews there wanted to put him to sleep. Kill is what it says. The time for the Jewish festival of Booths, Booths, was near. So Jesus' brothers told him, leave this place and go to Judea, so that your disciples can see the things that you're doing. No one does things secretly when he wants to be known publicly. If you do these things, you should let the world see you. Even his brothers didn't believe in him. Jesus told them, now, is it not the right time for me to go? Any time is right for you. The world cannot hate you, but it hates me because I say that what everyone does is evil. Go to the festival. I'm not going to this festival right now. Now is not the right time for me to go. After saying this, Jesus stayed in Galilee. But after his brothers had gone to the festival, Jesus went. He didn't go publicly, but secretly. The Jews were looking for Jesus in the crowd at the festival. They kept asking, where is that man? The crowds argued about Jesus. Some people said, he's a good man, while others said, no, he isn't. He deceives the people. Yet no one would talk openly about him because they were afraid of the Jews. Oh, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna read 14. I'm gonna take a little break right here. It say, no one would talk openly about him because they were afraid of the Jews. In, in WW2, the Jews seem so, that story that I've seen, so innocent and so wrong done to them. But I think the Jews where I am is black people. And when the brothers go to other people's panel, they will not speak of me because they're afraid of what other black people will do to them. They very well not black though to be in the Word of God. Black mean evil. Because they'll put you off the panel. Now I'm gonna continue reading. When the festival was half over, Jesus went to the temple courtyard and began to teach. The Jews were surprised and asked, "How can this man be so educated when he hasn't gone to school?" Jesus responded to them, "What I teach doesn't come from me, but from the one who sent me. Those who want to follow the will of God would know if what I teach is from God or if I teach my own thoughts. Those who speak their own thoughts are looking for their own glory. But the man who wants to bring glory to the one who sent him is a true teacher and doesn't have dishonest motives. Didn't Moses give you his teaching? Yet none of you does what Moses taught you. So why do you want to put me to sleep?" The crowd answered, "You're possessed by a demon. Who wants to put you to sleep?" Jesus answered them, "I performed one miracle, and all of you are surprised by it. Moses gave you the teaching about circumcision, although it didn't come from Moses, but from our ancestors. So you circumcise a male on a day of worship. If you circumcise a male on a day of worship to follow Moses' teaching, why are you angry with me? Because I made a man entirely well on the day of worship? Stop judging by outward appearance. Instead, judge correctly." Some of the people who lived in Jerusalem said, "Isn't this the man they want to put to sleep? But look at this. He's speaking in public, and no one is saying anything to him. Can it be that, Tammy say something to me, can it be that the rulers really know that this man, who touched my garment? Can it be that the rulers really know that this man is the Messiah? However, we know where this man comes from. When the Christ comes, no one will know where he is from." Then, while Jesus was teaching in the temple courtyard, he said loudly, "You know me, and you know where I come from. I didn't decide to come on my own. The one who sent me is true. He's the one you don't know. I know him because I am from him, and he sent me." The Jews tried to arrest him, but couldn't because his time had not yet come. However, many people in the crowd believed in him. They asked, "When the Messiah comes, will he perform more miracles than this man has?" The Pharisees heard the crowd saying things like this about him. So the chief priests and the Pharisees sent temple guards to arrest Jesus. Jesus said, "I will still be with you for a little while. Then I'll go to the one who sent me. You will look for me, but you won't find me. You can't go where I'm going." The Jews said among themselves, "Where did this man intend to go so that we won't find him? Does he mean that he'll live with the Jews who are scattered among the Greeks and that he'll teach the Greeks? What does he mean when he says, 'You will look for me, but you won't find me, and you can't go where I'm going'?" On the last and most important day of the festival, Jesus was standing in the temple courtyard. He said loudly, "Whoever is thirsty must come to me to drink," as scripture says. "Streams of living water will flow from deep within the person who believes in me." Jesus said this about the Spirit. whom his believers would receive. The Spirit was not yet evident, as it would be after Jesus had been glorified. After some of the crowd heard Jesus say these words, they said, "This man is certainly the prophet." Other people said, "This man is the Messiah." Still other people asked, "How can the Messiah come from Galilee? Doesn't Scripture say that the Messiah will come from the descendants of David and from the village of Bethlehem, where David lived?" So the people were divided because of Jesus. Some of them wanted to arrest him, but they couldn't. The people was divided. Like he said, "It is not peace I bring. You think it's peace I have brought, but it's not peace. It is a sword. It'll be mother-in-law against daughter-in-law, father against son, and they'll become a single solitary one." When the temple guards returned, the chief priests and Pharisees asked them, "Why didn't you bring Jesus?" The temple guards answered, "No human has ever spoken like this man." The Pharisees asked the temple guards, "Have you been deceived too? Has any ruler or any Pharisee believed in him?" This crowd is cursed because it doesn't know Moses' teaching. One of those Pharisees was Nicodemus, who had previously visited Jesus. Nicodemus asked him, "Do Moses' teaching enabled us to judge a person without first hearing that person's side of the story? We can't judge a person without finding out what that person has done." They asked Nicodemus, "Are you saying this because you're from Galilee? Study the scriptures, and you'll see that no prophet comes from Galilee." Then each of them went home. John 8 in the God's Word translation. Jesus went to the Mount of Olives. Early the next morning, he returned to the temple courtyard. All the people went to him, so he sat down and began to teach them. The scribes and the Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught committing adultery. They made her stand in front of everyone and asked Jesus, "Teacher, we caught this woman in the act of adultery. In his teachings, Moses ordered us to stone women like this to sleep. What do you say?" They asked this to test him. They wanted to find a reason to bring charges against him. Jesus bent down and used his finger to write on the ground. When they persisted in asking him questions, he straightened up and said, "The person who is sinless should be the first to throw a stone at her." Then he bent down again and continued writing on the ground. One by one, beginning with the older men, the scribes and Pharisees left. Jesus was left alone with the woman. Then Jesus straightened up and asked her, "Where did they go? Has anyone condemned you?" The woman answered, "No one, sir." Jesus said, "I don't condemn you either. Go. From now on, don't sin." Jesus spoke to the Pharisees again. He said, "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will have a life filled with light and will never live in the dark. The Pharisees said to him, "You testify on your own behalf, so your testimony isn't true." Jesus replied to them, "Even if I testify on my own behalf, my testimony is true, because I know where I came from and where I am going. However, you don't know where I came from or where I am going. You judge the way humans do. I don't judge anyone. Even if I do judge, my judgment is valid because I don't make it on my own. I make my judgment with the Father who sent me. Your own teachings say that the testimony of two people is true. I testify on my own behalf, and so does the Father who sent me." The Pharisees asked him, "Where is your Father?" Jesus replied, "You don't know me or my Father. If you knew me, you would also know my Father." Jesus spoke these words while he was teaching in the treasury area of the temple courtyard. No one arrested him because his time had not yet come. Jesus spoke to the Pharisees again. He said, "I'm going away, and you'll look for me, but you will pass away because of your sin. You can't go where I'm going." Then the Jews asked, "Is he going to put to sleep himself? Is that..." Forgive me, y'all. This stuff happening in my real life. I wonder when they find out, dang, Wayne, it was me that was saying this stuff to you. Yeah, I love you. Let me start that over. Jesus spoke to the Pharisees again. He said, "I'm going away, and you'll look for me, but you will pass away because of your sin. You can't go where I'm going." Then the Jews asked, "Is he going to put to sleep himself? Is that what he means when he says, 'You can't go where I'm going'?" Jesus said to them, "You're from below. I'm from above. You're from this world. I'm not from this world. For this reason, I told you that you'll pass away because of your sins. If you don't believe that I am the one, you'll pass away because of your sins." The Jews asked him, "Who did you say you are?" Jesus told them, "I am who I said I was from the beginning. I have a lot I could say about you and a lot I could condemn you for, but the one who sent me is true. So I tell the world exactly what he has told me." The Jews didn't know that he was talking to them about the Father. So Jesus told them, "When you have lifted up the Son of Man, then you'll know that I am the one, and that I can't do anything on my own. Instead, I speak as the Father taught me. Besides, the one who sent me is with me. He hasn't left me by myself. I always do what pleases him." As Jesus was saying this, many people believed in him. So Jesus said to those Jews who believed in him, "If you live by what I say, you are truly my disciples. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." They replied to Jesus, "We are Abraham's descendants, and we've never been anyone's slaves. So how can you say that we will be set free?" Jesus answered them, "I can guarantee this truth. Whoever lives a sinful life is a slave to sin. A slave doesn't live in the home forever, but a son does. So if the son sets you free, you will be absolutely free. I know that you're Abraham's descendants. However, you want to put me to sleep because you don't like what I'm saying. What I'm saying is what I have seen in my father's presence, but you do what you've heard from your father." The Jews replied to Jesus, Abraham is our father. Jesus told them, if you were Abraham's children, you would do what Abraham did. I am a man who has told you the truth that I heard from God, but now you want to put me to sleep. Abraham wouldn't have done that. You're doing what your father does. The Jews said to Jesus, we're not illegitimate children. God is our only father. Jesus told them, if God were your father, you would love me. After all, I'm here and I came from God. I didn't come on my own. Instead, God sent me. Why don't you understand the language I use? Is it because you can't understand the words I use? Is this not how I be talking? You want to look up what you talking? If you look up what you talking, you'll be able to hear me very clearly. Let me start over, y'all. Jesus told them, if God were your father, you would love me. After all, I'm here and I came from God. I didn't come on my own. Instead, God sent me. Why don't you understand the language I use? Is it because you can't understand the words I use? You come from your father, the devil, and you desire to do what your father wants you to do. The devil was a murderer from the beginning. He has never been truthful. He doesn't know what truth is. Whenever he tells a lie, he's doing what comes naturally to him. He's a liar and the father of lies. So you don't believe me because I tell the truth. Can any of you convict me of committing a sin? If I'm telling the truth, why don't you believe me? The person who belongs to God understands what God says. You don't understand because you don't belong to God. The Jews replied to Jesus, aren't we right when we say that you're a Samaritan and that you're possessed by a demon? Jesus answered, I'm not possessed. I honor my Father, but you dishonor me. I don't want my own glory, but there is someone who wants it, and he is the judge. I can guarantee this truth. Whoever obeys what I say will never see death. The Jews told Jesus, now, we know that you're possessed by a demon. Abraham passed away, and so did the prophets. But you say, whoever does what I say will never taste sleep. Are you greater than our father Abraham, who passed away? The prophets have also passed away. Who do you think you are? Jesus said, if I bring glory to myself, my glory is nothing. My Father is the one who gives me glory. And you say that he is your God? Yet you haven't known him. However, I know him. If I would say that I didn't know him, I would be a liar, like all of you. But I do know him, and I do what he says. Your father Abraham was pleased to see that my day was coming. He saw it and was happy. The Jews said to Jesus, you're not even 50 years old. How could you have seen Abraham? Jesus told them, I can guarantee this truth. Before Abraham was ever born, I am. Then some of the Jews picked up stones to throw at Jesus. However, Jesus was concealed and he left the temple courtyard. John 9. As Jesus walked along, he saw a man who had been born blind. His disciples asked him, Rabbi, why was this man born blind? Did he or his parents sin? Jesus answered, neither this man nor his parents sinned. Instead, he was born blind so that God could show what he can do for him. We must do what the one who sent me wants us to do while it is day. The night when no one can do anything is coming. As long as I'm in the world, I'm light for the world. After Jesus said this, he spit on the ground and mixed the spit with dirt. Then he smeared it on the man's eyes and told him, wash it off in the pool of Siloam. Siloam means sent. The blind man washed it off and returned. He was able to see. His neighbors and those who had previously seen him begging, asked, isn't this the man who used to sit and beg? Some of them said, he's the one. Others said, no, he isn't, but he looks like him. But the man himself said, I am the one. So they asked him, how did you receive your sight? He replied, the man people call Jesus mixed some spit with dirt, smeared it on my eyes, and told me, go to Siloam and wash it off. So I went there, washed it off, and received my sight. They asked him, where is that man? The man answered, I don't know. Some people brought the man who had been blind to the Pharisees. The day when Jesus mixed the spit and dirt and gave the man sight was a day of worship. So the Pharisees asked the man again how he received his sight. The man told the Pharisees, he put a mixture of spit and dirt on my eyes. I washed it off, and now I can see. Some of the Pharisees said, the man who did this is not from God, because he doesn't follow the traditions for the day of worship. Other Pharisees asked, how can a man who is a sinner perform miracles like these? So the Pharisees were divided in their opinion. They asked the man who had been born blind another question. What do you say about the man who gave you sight? The man answered, he's a prophet. Until they talked to the man's parents, the Jews didn't believe that the man had been blind and had been given sight. They asked his parents, is this your son, the one you saw, the one you say was born blind? Why can't he now see? His parents replied, we know that he's our son and that he was born blind, but we don't know how he got his sight or who gave it to him. You'll have to ask him. He's old enough to answer for himself. His parents said this because they were afraid of the Jews. The Jews had already agreed to put anyone who acknowledged that Jesus was the Christ out of the synagogue. That's why his parents said, you'll have to ask him. He's old enough. But once again, the Jews called the man who had been blind. They told him, give glory to God. We know that this man who gave you sight is a sinner. The man responded, I don't know if he's a sinner or not, but I do know one thing. I used to be blind, but now I can see. The Jews asked him, what did he do to you? How did he give you sight? The man replied, I've already told you, but you didn't listen. Why do you want to hear the story again? Do you want to become his disciples too? The Jews yelled at him, you're his disciple, but we're Moses' disciples. We know that God spoke to Moses, but we don't know where this man came from. The man replied to them, that's amazing. You don't know where he's from, yet he gave me sight. We know that God doesn't listen to sinners. Instead, he listens to people who are devout and who do what he wants. Since the beginning of time, no one has ever heard of anyone giving sight to a person born blind. If this man were not from God, he couldn't do anything like that. The Jews answered him, you were born full of sin. Do you think you can teach us? Then they threw him out of the synagogue. Jesus heard that the Jews had thrown the man out of the synagogue. So when Jesus found the man, he asked him, do you believe in the Son of Man? The man replied, sir, tell me who he is so that I can believe in him. Jesus told him, you've seen him. He is the person who is now talking with you. The man bowed in front of Jesus and said, I believe, Lord. Then Jesus said, I have come into this world to judge. Blind people will be given sight, and those who can see will become blind. Some Pharisees who were with Jesus heard this, so they asked him, "Do you think we're blind?" Jesus told them, "If you were blind, you wouldn't be sinners. But now you say, 'We see,' so you continue to be sinners." John 10. I can guarantee this truth. The person who doesn't enter the sheep pen through the gate, but climbs in somewhere else, is a thief or a robber. But the one who enters through the gate is the shepherd. The gatekeeper opens the gate for him, and the sheep respond to his voice. He calls his sheep by name and leads them out of the pen. After he's brought out all his sheep, he walks ahead of them. The sheep follow him because they recognize his voice. They won't follow a stranger. Instead, they will run away from a stranger because they don't recognize his voice. Jesus used this illustration as he talked to the people, but they didn't understand what he meant. Jesus emphasized, I can guarantee this. I am the gate for the sheep. All who came before I did were thieves or robbers. However, the sheep didn't respond to them. I am the gate. Those who enter the sheep pen through me will be saved. They will go in and out of the sheep pen and find food. A thief comes to steal, put to sleep, and destroy. But I came so that my sheep will have life, and so that they will have everything they need. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd gives his life for the sheep. A hired hand isn't a shepherd and doesn't own the sheep. When he sees a wolf coming, he abandons the sheep and quickly runs away. A shocking reward. So the wolf drags the sheep away and scatters the flock. The hired hand is concerned about what he's going to get paid and not about the sheep. I am the good shepherd. I know my sheep as the Father knows me. My sheep know me as I know the Father. So I give my life for my sheep. I also have other sheep that are not from this pen. I must lead them. They too will respond to my voice. So they will be one flock with one shepherd. The Father loves me because I give my life in order to take it back again. No one takes my life from me. I give my life of my own free will. I have the authority to give my life, and I have the authority to take my life back again. This is what my Father ordered me to do. The Jews were divided because of what Jesus said. Many of them said, "He's possessed by a demon. He's crazy. Why do you listen to him?" Others said, "No one talks like this. If he's possessed by a demon, can a demon give sight to the blind?" The festival of the dedication of the temple took place in Jerusalem during the winter. Jesus was walking on Solomon's porch in the temple courtyard. The Jews surrounded him. They asked him, "How long will you keep us in suspense? If you are the Messiah, tell us plainly." Jesus answered them, "I told you, but you don't believe me. The things that I do in my Father's name testify on my behalf. However, you don't believe because you're not my sheep. My my sheep respond to my voice, and I know who they are. They follow me, and I give them eternal life. They will never be lost, and no one will tear them away from me. My Father who gave them to me is greater than everyone else, and no one can tear them away from my Father. The Father and I are one." The Jews had again brought some rocks to stone Jesus to sleep. Jesus replied to them, "I've shown you many good things that come from the Father. But which of these good things do you want to stone me to sleep?" The Jews answered Jesus, "We're going to stone you to sleep, not for any good things you've done, but for dishonoring God." Wow. Ten Commandment, thou shalt not put people to sleep. Okay. I'm going to continue. The Jews answered Jesus, "We're going to stone you to sleep, not for any good things you've done, but for dishonoring God. You claim to be God, although you're only a man." Jesus said to them, "Don't your scriptures say, 'I said, you are gods'? The scriptures cannot be discredited. So if God calls people gods, and they are the people to him whom he gave the scriptures, why do you say that I'm dishonoring God because I said I'm the Son of God? God set me apart for this holy purpose and has sent me into the world. If I'm not doing the things my Father does, don't believe me. But if I'm doing those things and you refuse to believe me, then at least believe the things that I'm doing. Then you will know and recognize that the Father is in me and that I am in the Father." The Jews tried to arrest Jesus again, but he got away from them. He went back across the Jordan River and stayed in the place where John first baptized the people. Many people went to Jesus. They said, "John didn't perform any miracles, but everything John said about this man is true." Many people there believed in Jesus. John 11. Lazarus, who lived in Bethany, the village where Mary and her sister Martha lived, was sick. Mary was the woman who poured perfume on the Lord and wiped his feet with her hair. Her brother Lazarus was the one who was sick. So the sister sent a messenger to tell Jesus, "Lord, your close friend is sick." When Jesus heard the message, he said, "His sickness won't result in sleep. Instead, this sickness will bring glory to God, so that the Son of God will receive glory through it." Jesus loved Martha, her sister, and Lazarus. Yet, when Jesus heard that Lazarus was sick, he stayed where he was for 2 more days. Then, after the 2 days, Jesus said to his disciples, "Let's go back to Judea." The disciples said to him, "Rabbi, not long ago the Jews wanted to stone you to sleep. Do you really want to go back there?" Jesus answered, "Aren't there 12 hours of daylight? Those who walk during the day don't stumble, because they see the light of this world. However, those who walk at night stumble, because they have no light in themselves." After Jesus said this, he told his disciples, "Our friend Lazarus is sleeping. Hmm And I'm going to Bethany to wake him." His disciples said to him, "Lord, if he's sleeping, he'll get well." Jesus meant that Lazarus was dead, sleep. But the disciples thought Jesus meant that Lazarus was only sleeping. Then Jesus told them plainly, "Lazarus has dead. But I'm glad that I wasn't there so that you can grow in faith. Let's go to Lazarus." Thomas, who was called Didymus, said to the rest of the disciples, "Let's go so that we too can pass away with Jesus." When Jesus arrived, he found that Lazarus had been in the tomb for 4 days. Bethany was near Jerusalem, not quite 2 miles away. Many Jews had come to Martha and Mary to comfort them about their brother. When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went to meet him. Mary stayed at home. Martha told Jesus, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have went to sleep. But even now, I know that God will give you whatever you ask him." Jesus told Martha, "Your brother will come back to life." Martha answered Jesus, "I know that he'll come back to life on the last day when everyone will come back to life." Jesus said to her, "I am the one who brings people back to life, and I am life itself. Those who believe in me will live even if they pass away. Everyone who lives and believes in me will never sleep. Do you believe that?" Martha said to him, "Yes, Lord. I believe that you are the Messiah, the Son of God, the one who was expected to come into the world." After Martha had said this, she went back home and worshiped and whispered to her sister Mary, "The teacher is here, and he is calling for you." When Mary heard this, she got up quickly and went to Jesus. Jesus had not yet come into the village, but was still where Martha had met him. The Jews who were comforting Mary in the house saw her get up quickly and leave, so they followed her. They thought that she was going to the tomb to cry. When Mary arrived where Jesus was and saw him, she knelt at his feet and said, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have passed away." When Jesus saw her crying and the Jews who were crying with her, he was deeply moved and troubled. So Jesus asked, "Where did you put Lazarus?" They answered him, "Lord, come and see." Jesus cried. The Jews said, "See how much Jesus loved him?" But some of the Jews asked, "Couldn't this man who gave a blind man sight keep Lazarus from passing?" Deeply moved again, Jesus went to the tomb. It was a cave with a stone covering the entrance. Jesus said, "Take the stone away." Martha, the sleep man's sister, told Jesus, "Lord, there must already be a stench. He's been asleep for 4 days." Jesus said to her, "Didn't I tell you that if you believe, you would see God's glory?" So the stone was moved away from the entrance of the tomb. Jesus looked up and said, "Father, I thank you for hearing me. I've known that you always hear me. However, I've said this so that the crowd standing around me will believe that you sent me." After Jesus had said this, he shouted as loudly as he could, "Lazarus, come out!" The sleep man came out. Strips of cloth were wound around his feet and hands, and his face was wrapped with a handkerchief. Jesus told them, "Free Lazarus and let him go." Many Jews who had visited Mary and had seen what Jesus had done believed in him. But some of them went to the Pharisees and told them what Jesus had done. So the chief priests and the Pharisees called a meeting of council. They asked, "What are we doing? This man is performing a lot of miracles. If we let him continue what he's doing, everyone will believe in him. Then the Romans would take away our position in our nation." One of them, that's right there's the key right there. One of them, Caiaphas, who was chief priest that year, told them, "You people don't know anything. You haven't even considered this. It is better for one man to pass away for the people than for the whole nation to be destroyed." Caiaphas didn't say this on his own as chief priest. That year, he prophesied that Jesus would pass away for the Jewish nation. He prophesied that Jesus wouldn't pass away merely for this nation, but that Jesus would pass away to bring God's scattered children together and make them one. For that day on, the Jewish council planned to put Jesus to sleep. So Jesus no longer walked openly among the Jews. Instead, he left Bethany and went to the countryside near the desert, to a city called Ephraim, where he stayed with his disciples. The Jewish Passover was near. Many people came from the countryside to Jerusalem to purify themselves before the Passover. As they stood in the temple courtyard, they looked for Jesus and asked each other, "Do you think that he'll avoid coming to the festival?" The chief priests and the Pharisees had given orders that whoever knew where Jesus was should tell them so that they could arrest him. Sounds pretty. What did you say, Timmy? Sounds pretty clear to me. Love it. Thank you. Nope, not one can snatch me out of the Father's hand, not even me. Ha ha. Amen, sister. How many more books is in John? You don't know how to. Oh, okay, it's right here. There's 21 books in all, or chapters. And I may continue this tomorrow. I need a brain break because I'm starting to stumble, huh? I can feel I'm starting to read fast, and and that'll cause me to block out the character, the acts of the characters. But I got so much from that though. Like he opened my eyes to a lot. Thank you, Lord. Oh, there's something wrong with my internet. It won't even go to the next chapter. Now, right after I said that, it did. I guess I could read one more. John 12. 6 days before Passover, Jesus arrived in Bethany. Lazarus, whom Jesus had brought back to life, lived there. Dinner was prepared for Jesus in Bethany. Martha served the dinner, and Lazarus was one of the people eating with Jesus. Mary took a bottle of very expensive perfume made from pure nard. Okay, hold on. I'm thinking about what it says in the King James Version. Okay, Mary took a bottle of very expensive perfume made from pure nard and poured it on Jesus' feet. Then she dried his feet with her hair. The fragrance of the perfume filled the house. One of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, who was going to betray him, asked, "Why wasn't this perfume sold for a high price and the money given to the poor?" Judas didn't say this because he cared about the poor, but because he was a thief. He was in charge of the money bag and carried the contribution. Jesus said to Judas, "Leave her alone. She has done this to prepare me for the day I will be placed in a tomb. You will always have the poor with you, but you will not always have me with you." A large crowd of Jews found out that Jesus was in Bethany. So they went there not only to see Jesus, but also to see Lazarus, whom Jesus had brought back to life. The chief priests planned to put him to sleep. Lazarus too. Lazarus was the reason why many people were leaving the Jews and believing in Jesus. On the next day, the large crowd that had come to the Passover festival. What is nard exactly? Um, I'm gonna look it up after I read this. Okay, I need to know too. A large crowd of Jews found out that Jesus was in bed, so they went there not only to see Jesus, but also to see Lazarus, whom Jesus had brought back to life. The chief priests planned to put Jesus to sleep. Lazarus too. Lazarus was the reason why many people were leaving the Jews and believing in Jesus. On the next day, the large crowd that had come to the Passover festival heard that Jesus was coming to Jerusalem. So they took palm branches and went to meet him. They were shouting, Hosanna! Ain't that for targeted individuals? Don't they call something Hosanna syndrome or something? But back to it. So they took palm branches and went to meet him. They were shouting, Hosanna! Blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord, the King of Israel. Jesus obtained a donkey and sat on it, as scripture says. Don't be afraid, people of Zion. Your king is coming. He is riding on a donkey's coat. At first, Jesus' disciples didn't know what these prophecies meant. However, when Jesus was glorified, the disciples remembered that these prophecies had been written about him. The disciples remembered that they had taken part in fulfilling the prophecy. The people who had been with Jesus when he called Lazarus from the tomb and brought him back to life reported what they had seen. Because the crowd heard that Jesus had performed this miracle, they came to meet him. The Pharisees said to each other, This is getting us nowhere. Look, the whole world is following him. Some Greeks were among those who came to worship during the Passover festival. They went to Philip, who was from Bethsaida, Bethsaida in Galilee, and told him, Sir, we would like to meet Jesus. Philip told Andrew and told Jesus. Jesus replied to them, The time has come for the Son of Man to be glorified. I can guarantee this truth. A single grain of wheat doesn't produce anything unless it is planted in the ground and pass away. If it pass away, it will produce a lot of grain. Those who love their lives will destroy them, and those who hate their lives in this world will guard them for everlasting life. Those who serve me must follow me. My servants will be with me wherever I will be. If people serve me, the Father will honor them. I am too deeply troubled now to know how to express my feelings. Should I say, Father, save me from this time of suffering? No, I came for this time of suffering. Father, give glory to your name. A voice from heaven said, I have given it glory, and I will give it glory again. The crowd standing there heard the voice and said that it had thundered. Others in the crowd said that an angel had talked to him. Jesus replied, That voice wasn't from that voice wasn't for my benefit, but for yours. This world is being judged now. The ruler of this world will be thrown out now. When I have been lifted up from the earth, I will draw all people toward me. By saying this, he indicated how he was going to pass away. The crowd responded to him, We have heard from the scriptures that the Messiah will remain here forever. So how can you say the Son of Man must be lifted up from the earth? Who is the Son of Man? Jesus answered the crowd, The light will still be with you for a little while. Walk while you have light, so that darkness won't defeat you. Those who walk in the dark don't know where they're going. While you have light, believe in the light, so that you will become people whose lives show the light. After Jesus had said this, he was concealed as he left. Although they had seen Jesus perform so many miracles, they wouldn't believe in him. In this way, the words of the prophet Isaiah came true. Lord, who has believed our message? To whom has the Lord power been revealed? So the people couldn't believe because, as Isaiah also said, God blinded them and made them closed-minded so that their eyes don't see and their minds don't understand. And they never turned to me for healing. Isaiah said this because he had seen Jesus' glory and had spoken about him. Many rulers believed in Jesus. However, they wouldn't admit it publicly because the Pharisees would have thrown them out of the synagogue. They were more concerned about what people thought of them than about what God thought of them. Then Jesus said loudly, "Whoever believes in me believes not only in me, but also in the one who sent me. Whoever sees me sees the one who sent me. I am the light that has come into the world, so that everyone who believes in me will not live in the dark. If anyone hears my words and doesn't follow them, I don't condemn them. I didn't come to condemn the world, but to save the world. Those who reject me by not accepting what I say have a judge appointed for them. The words that I have spoken will judge them on the last day. I have not spoken of on my own. Instead, the Father who sent me told me what I should say and how I should say it. I know that what he commands is eternal life. Whatever I say is what the Father told me to say." So I had stopped at John 12. The meaning of the word nard.
Here's the definition of nard, the Himalayan spikenard.
Well, that leads to another thing, huh? What is the meaning of spikenard?
Here's the definition of spikenard, historical. A costly perfumed ointment much valued in ancient times.
It's of the honeysuckle family. Synonyms for the word spikenard. A flowering plant in the honeysuckle family, which grows in the Himalayas of Nepal, China, and India. Synonyms for it is ointment, unguent, balm, pomade, pomatum, salve, emollient, liniment, and lotion. So basically, honeysuckle. You used to eat honeysuckle when you was little, Timmy, or drink honeysuckle? Okay, glad I caught you, Wayne. You're doing great. Thank you. I know what you're saying. Rest that brain. Much love and light, Wayne Spring. Much love and light, Timmy Spring. But I think how long have been on? 2 hours. I think I'm gonna close it out on this. But I may be back tonight or tomorrow. Y'all have a beautiful day in the light of your Father.